The unspoken secret to abundance. The common narrative of financial success is deeply ingrained in our culture. We are taught that to achieve wealth, we must endure struggle, sacrifice, and endless hard work. It is a story of grinding, of late nights and early mornings, of trading time for money in a tireless pursuit of more. Yet, for many, this path leads not to abundance, but to burnout and a persistent sense of financial scarcity. The promise of an effortless flow of money seems, at best, a fantasy, and at worst, a lie. This report will challenge that conventional wisdom. It presents a different path, one that is not about working harder, but about aligning your energy and mindset. The notion of effortless money flow does not suggest a life of inactivity, but rather a profound shift in the quality of your actions. When the internal state of a person is aligned with their goals, the external actions required to achieve them feel inspired and joyful, rather than like forced labor. This is the difference between pushing a boulder uphill and riding a wave of momentum. It is a fundamental reframing of the relationship with work and money. At the heart of this new paradigm lies a simple, powerful, three-word phrase. This phrase is a master key, a tool designed to reprogram your subconscious mind and unlock a life filled with joy, abundance, and fulfillment. It operates by subtly altering your energetic frequency, a concept that advocates of New Thought philosophy have explored for over a century. Proponents believe that people and their thoughts are composed of pure energy, and that this energy vibrates at a certain frequency. Negative thoughts create a low, negative vibration, while positive thoughts produce a higher, more positive vibration. By intentionally shifting this vibration, a person can change the experiences and opportunities they attract into their life. The three-word phrase provides a direct and accessible method to initiate this shift. This report will serve as a comprehensive roadmap for anyone ready to redefine their financial reality. It will begin by deconstructing the core principles of the law of attraction and revealing the specific three-word phrase. From there, it will provide a proven, four-part blueprint for taking inspired action. It will then explore the compelling psychological and scientific principles that validate this process, distinguishing it from mere wishful thinking. Finally, it will provide powerful, real-life success stories that serve as proof of concept. This is a journey from financial struggle to financial flow, and it begins with a secret that is in plain sight. 2. The core secret, a master key for your subconscious. To understand how a simple phrase can transform a financial reality, one must first grasp the foundational principles of the law of attraction. This spiritual belief, born from the New Thought movement of the 19th century, posits that positive or negative thoughts bring corresponding experiences into a person's life. The central maxim is that like attracts like. In this philosophy, a person's thoughts are not merely fleeting ideas, they are considered a form of energy that broadcasts a signal to the universe. A positive mindset, it is believed, broadcasts a signal that attracts success and happiness, while a negative one attracts negative outcomes. This energetic perspective is central to the entire process. According to this framework, an individual's thought patterns control the energetic vibration they are in. This concept of vibration is considered a fundamental law of the universe, and it is this vibration that ultimately dictates what a person attracts into their life. The law of attraction, therefore, is not the primary mechanism but a secondary one, as Bob Proctor explained. It is the result of a person's vibrational frequency. To change one's reality, one must change their underlying energetic state by intentionally shifting their thoughts and emotions. The challenge, however, has always been finding an effective and simple way to execute this shift. The master key that solves this challenge is the three-word phrase at the heart of this philosophy. The secret is, isn't it wonderful? This is far more than a simple question or a positive affirmation. It is a powerful tool designed to bypass the conscious mind's resistance and reprogram the subconscious for abundance. The phrase is a vehicle for preemptive gratitude, forcing a person's mind to act as if the desired financial outcome has already occurred. By using this phrase, a person is not desperately wishing for something, but is instead celebrating its arrival in the present moment. This practice of feeling the feelings that the manifestation is intended to create is a cornerstone of the process. This mental state shift is powerful due to its psychological effects. The phrase "isn't it wonderful" functions in a manner similar to the placebo effect, where a person's belief in a treatment, even a non-active one, can lead to tangible results. By repeating the phrase, a person's subconscious mind begins to believe that the desired outcome is not only possible but inevitable. This belief primes the mind to notice and act on opportunities that it might have otherwise overlooked. Additionally, the phrase helps a person release resistance. As the Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung noted, "What you resist, persists." The phrase "isn't it wonderful" does not seek to forcefully change a negative reality but instead to lovingly accept a new, positive one. It bypasses the fear and desperation that often accompany financial goals and replaces it with a calm, celebratory confidence. This approach of celebrating what is to come is a profoundly effective method for changing the emotional state that dictates a person's behavior and, consequently, their financial reality. 3. The blueprint for a money magnet: inspired action. A common misconception about the law of attraction is that it involves nothing more than wishful thinking or passively hoping for things to appear. This belief, however, is a fundamental misunderstanding of the process. The promise of effortless money flow is not a promise of no effort, it is a promise of inspired action. When a person's internal state is aligned with their goals, the actions they take feel intuitive and joyful, not like a forced grind. The energy of a person's thoughts and feelings allows them to change their frequency, which in turn brings positive things into their lives. The key is to transform the chore of work into the joy of creation. This process can be broken down into a 4-part blueprint for taking inspired action: affirm, study, prepare, and apply. This framework links the internal, mental work with the external, physical actions required to achieve tangible results. 1. Affirm, the internal discipline. The first step is to discipline the mind. An affirmation is a phrase that is consistently repeated to develop the internal fortitude needed to overcome the external obstacles that often stand in the way of a person's desires. This technique is also known as autosuggestion or a mantra. To effectively manifest money, a person must ask themselves, "What can I say to myself to get my burning desire fixed solidly into my subconscious?" The answer lies in phrases that resonate with the goal, such as Bob Proctor's well-known mantra. "I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing amounts from multiple sources on a continuing basis." Daily repetition of such affirmations reinforces a person's belief in their ability to attract wealth and begins to reprogram the subconscious mind. 2. Study, the acquisition of knowledge. Beyond the mental work, intellectual growth is an essential component. Studying involves gaining the knowledge necessary to improve oneself and understand how the mind facilitates the creative process. As Bob Proctor explained, creating wealth begins with study. This includes learning from books, podcasts, and, most importantly, seeking advice from people who are experts in their fields. This act of continuous learning is a form of preparation, as it improves a person's ability to do what they do and makes them more difficult to replace. It is a strategic effort to become more valuable in the marketplace, which is a key component of financial success. 3. Prepare, the foundational work. This pillar focuses on the external actions that must be taken to build a foundation for success. It is based on the law of compensation, which states that the amount of money a person earns is in direct proportion to 3 things: the need for what they do, their ability to do it, and the difficulty in replacing them. The work of preparation involves asking a specific set of questions. How do I find people who need what I offer? How do I improve my ability to do what I do? How do I make myself irreplaceable? Practical examples of preparation include taking a course to acquire a new skill, rehearsing a presentation, or protecting one's work with a copyright or trademark. 4. Apply, the consistent action. The final and most crucial step is to apply the knowledge and preparation through consistent, disciplined action. The goal is to propel oneself forward to reap the financial benefits of the products or services a person offers. The guiding question for this stage is, what action must I take to get 1% better results each day? This is not about one grand gesture but about a series of small, daily steps that compound over time. Examples of this kind of action include calling a prospect, updating a website, or asking a client for a referral. The ultimate goal is to shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset by taking consistent action. This is also a form of demonstrating respect for money, as a person's actions are a direct reflection of their relationship with it. Actions such as repairing financial leaks, like canceling unused subscriptions, and decluttering a physical space are all ways of showing the universe that a person is ready and able to handle wealth. 4. Beyond the mysticism, the science of your belief. The law of attraction is often dismissed as pseudoscience, and it is important to address this perspective in a responsible way. While the spiritual belief that thoughts are made of pure energy and attract corresponding experiences lacks empirical scientific evidence, the underlying principles of manifestation are supported by a large body of psychological research. By understanding the psychological mechanisms at play, a person can leverage the power of their mind in a credible and effective way. A key point of validation lies in the concept of the similarity attraction effect, a scientifically supported psychological principle. This effect, which is also referred to as the law of similarity, states that people are naturally drawn to others who they perceive as being similar to them. This principle provides a rational explanation for the like attracts like mantra, as it relates to social and behavioral tendencies, not a cosmic force. For example, if a person cultivates a positive, abundant mindset, they are more likely to attract and connect with other like-minded individuals who can support their journey and provide opportunities. This explains how a person can attract the right people and resources into their life without relying on a supernatural explanation. Furthermore, the process of manifestation works through the power of expectation, a phenomenon that is well documented in the placebo effect. When a person strongly believes they have the ability to achieve a goal, a concept known as high self-efficacy, they become more motivated, confident, and resilient. This belief makes them more willing to take necessary risks, notice opportunities they might have otherwise missed, and persist in the face of obstacles. In essence, a person does not wish their goals into existence. Instead, their strong belief and confident mindset prime them to take the very actions that bring their desires to fruition. A responsible approach also requires an understanding of how cognitive biases can both support and undermine this process. Confirmation bias is the human tendency to seek out and interpret information that confirms one's existing beliefs. When a person commits to the idea of being a money magnet, their brain is naturally more likely to notice and positively interpret every financial gain or opportunity, which in turn reinforces their positive belief system. This creates a positive feedback loop that strengthens the new mindset. Additionally, the self-serving bias, the tendency to attribute success to one's own abilities, can be leveraged to maintain a confident outlook even when faced with challenges. Crucially, a responsible discussion of this topic must also address the dangers of toxic positivity. The law of attraction is often criticized for being a form of victim blaming, where people are told that their suffering is their own fault for having negative thoughts. This perspective is profoundly flawed, as it ignores the real-world external factors that influence a person's life, such as privilege, systemic issues, and unexpected hardships. A truly empowering approach acknowledges that while a person's mindset is a powerful tool, it does not determine the entirety of their life's outcomes. It provides a way to navigate a complex world with a sense of agency and empowerment, without the cruel and illogical assumption that a person is responsible for every negative event they experience. Wealth Unlocked, Stories of Unexpected Windfalls. The most compelling evidence of the law of attraction's principles can be found in the powerful and often surprising stories of those who have used it to transform their financial reality. These are not merely anecdotes but testaments to the power of a disciplined mind combined with inspired action. One of the most famous examples is that of actor Jim Carrey, who, at a time when he was a struggling comedian, wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. He dated the check 5 years in the future and carried it in his wallet, visualizing himself receiving that exact amount. Remarkably, within a few weeks of that date, he landed a role that paid him exactly $10 million. His story demonstrates the power of setting a clear, unwavering intention and maintaining a strong belief in its eventual manifestation. Another visionary who embraced these principles is Oprah Winfrey. She famously attributed her immense success to her gratitude practice and the use of vision boards. She created a vision board that featured a picture of herself on the cover of her magazine, the Oprah magazine. Her vision eventually became a reality, and she went on to become one of the most successful and influential people in the world. Her story highlights that visualization is not just a mental exercise but a way to actively reinforce one's goals and keep them at the forefront of the mind. Even J.K. Rowling's journey from a struggling single mother to a globally successful author is often cited as an example of a person who believed in their work and attracted the success they deserved. Beyond these celebrity examples, countless everyday individuals have experienced the transformative power of this practice. Testimonials from the community reveal a common thread of unexpected windfalls and serendipitous opportunities. There are stories of people receiving substantial tax rebates or forgotten checks from years ago, of being given generous gifts from family members, or of inheriting large sums of money they never knew they had. One person recalled receiving a £10 off voucher for an item they had been stalling on buying, an example of attracting a money-off deal just when it was needed. Other stories include receiving an unexpected pay raise or a substantial extra budget allocated to their wages, allowing them to remain employed. The commonality in all these stories is not just about getting lucky. It is about a person who shifted from a mindset of financial lack to a mindset of abundance. By changing their inner world, they became receptive to opportunities and positive outcomes that may have previously been ignored or dismissed. They were no longer operating from a state of desperation but from a state of trust and readiness, and as a result, they were able to receive the abundance that came their way. These stories provide powerful proof that by combining a positive mindset with intentional action, a person can create a reality that surpasses their wildest expectations. 6. Conclusion: your wonderful journey starts now. The journey to financial abundance is not a matter of luck or relentless toil. It is a matter of alignment. The law of attraction, when understood correctly, is a profound and practical framework for leveraging a person's psychology to create a new financial reality. It is a process that is both internal and external, requiring a commitment to mindset work as well as disciplined, inspired action. The secret at the heart of this process is a powerful, three-word phrase: isn't it wonderful? This simple question is a master key that unlocks a person's subconscious mind, reorienting it toward a state of preemptive gratitude and confident expectation. By using this phrase daily, a person can change their energetic vibration and prime themselves to take the inspired action necessary for financial success. This is not about passive wishing but about actively embracing the reality a person desires. True, effortless money flow comes from combining this mindset work with a practical blueprint for action. This includes affirming one's goals, studying to increase one's value in the marketplace, preparing a clear plan, and consistently applying effort. When these elements are in place, the actions required for success no longer feel like a burden but like a natural, joyful extension of a person's being. The psychological principles of self-efficacy and cognitive biases explain why this works, demonstrating that the power lies not in a cosmic force, but in a person's own empowered mind. The stories of Jim Carrey, Oprah Winfrey, and countless others prove that this process is not just a theory, it is a pathway to tangible results. The real-world experiences of unexpected financial windfalls and opportunities are not a product of chance but a direct result of a person's intentional shift from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance. The path to financial freedom is a journey of self-discovery and intentional creation. It is a choice to let go of the struggle and to embrace a new, more joyful way of being. This journey is available to everyone, regardless of their current financial situation. It starts with a simple choice and a simple phrase. So, are you ready to embark on this wonderful journey? 7. Visual assets for ultimate impact. The following visual prompts are designed to create a cohesive, high-impact brand identity for the video, leveraging modern, futuristic, and sci-fi aesthetics to communicate the theme of wealth and innovation. Each prompt incorporates specific design principles and color psychology to maximize click-through rates and brand recognition.